America, blah, blah, da, da, for amber waves of grain, purple majesties over there, and you will hear the rain. Never knew those words. Hey everybody, Sirwalterj Jones Show. I'm he. It is the evening edition. Baby, how y'all is? This is just a quick follow-up on the presidential address from the Oval Office. Oh, presidents have the privilege to talk to you guys from that office, depending on if there is an American emergency, whether there's war or some policy or some promise he made. Hey, Aura and Elder and Walter and Sandra and Amber and Victory and Victoria. You're victorious. And so presidents have been doing this for decades. Smith, decades. Hey, how you doing? DJ. Yeah. DJ or DJ? DJ. I gotta learn how to read your word, your name. Word. Yeah, anyway. The E made it long, didn't it? Hey, there was a promise given by the President of the United States. He promised that he would build a wall. Fine evening to you, Melinda. He said, I'll build a wall, and there's a promise that he made to his constituents, to his base. And so what he's doing right now is, well, because he has not been able to build this wall, he had to find other ways, clever ways of doing this. And he said that Mexico will pay for it. Them mean hombres, he would call it. Happy New Year to you, Carmen. So good to see you. And Vicente, whatever his name is, I forgot his name. He said, we are not going to pay for no effing wall. That's what he said. And he was out of office, and a new guy came in, and he was a little more nicer. Nevertheless, Trump never got his wall. And Mexico still ain't saying nothing about paying nothing. We ain't paying nothing, okay? And so there is, well, he decided that he was going to hold the government hostage. And he says, I will shut it down. I'll be glad to shut it down. The reason why I'm doing this show is because many people are on Facebook Live right now, and they're doing their shows about religion and maybe not politics, but maybe art of the Kelly and all these other things. And I get it. Everybody have a platform, but it's my job, and I think it's my calling to update you on things that are happening in politics and economics and things like that, because many of you who are African Americans don't pay attention to that stuff. You don't really care about it. I care about it, and many of my followers of the Sirwalterj Jones Show do care about it because they care about what's going on in their families. Blessing to you, Tamara, as it pertains to their pocketbooks. What's going to happen in their mortgages, their car loans, the interest rates are going to rise or fall. They want to know what's going on in the stock market, okay, things like that. They care, so they watch this show, and we talk about religious stuff. We talk about that Thursday. We talk about that on Sunday. But this is important because what the president says causes the market to fluctuate. You understand? Whoever the president is, the market watches what he say and do, and it causes the world market, which is tapped into us, to go all crazy, and it will affect your 401k. It will affect your medical situation, okay? It affects what happens in your municipal areas. Y'all understand that? Happy New Year to you, Debbie. So good to see you. All right? So it's important. America is modern-day Babylon, and his president is Minister Dwight Manning. I don't know if I want to read that just yet, but it's some hot stuff. All right. So the government has been shut down for about 18 days now. It is the second longest shutdown in American history. If it continues into the weekend, it will be the longest shutdown in American history. Why? It's a shutdown over a man who is holding your checks hostage because he wants to satisfy his base. Who's his base? Well, Fox News is one of them. He wants to satisfy those who watch Fox News and those pundits that are on there and those who are entertainers that are on there. And he wants to satisfy that base because his base watched that news, all right? So he wants to satisfy them by holding your checks hostage. Many people, I hope not, may lose their homes because some people are already behind in their mortgages. They're already behind in their car notes. You understand? For whatever reason it is, you can't judge them on that. I've been behind in my life, and you have too. Some of you hid your cars, and I've done that too back in the day. All right? And so some people are just barely making it check to check. And so the government been shut down, and their check is due this Friday, and they're not going to get it. Some people are there's danger going on around the country, the TSAs, the people. I got to fly next week, okay? And they're leaving, they're calling off sick and things like that. So it's a mess because one man, you understand? It's not a whole system, not a whole party, Republican Party. No, one man is upset. One man is holding the entire government hostage because he want a wall, something that he cannot get. And number two, he want to build a wall to keep people out of the southern border who he and his base have made you believe that are coming in here, MS-13 folk are coming in here or to destroy and hurt and maim and kill, all right, American citizens. And so he says, I'm doing this tonight because I love you. That's pretty much what he said in his address tonight at the Oval Office. He says, wealthy people put walls around their houses, not because they hate the people outside the walls, it's because they love the people inside the wall. That's what he's saying. So he's pretty much saying, America, the Democrats are not going to give me this money, all right? And so I'm coming to you to pull on your heartstrings so that you can tell your representatives to give us this money for this wall. Why? Because I love you. Please phone the people. I have a client that was concerned about her home loan, but we made it. Praise God, Tamara. We made it. We made it. All right, but that's not the consensus of everybody. It's unfortunately there are many people who are going to miss out on. They won't be able to fill their refrigerators. Okay, we got people who work for the government who have a lot of children. Okay, there's a lot of services that won't come to the people. Their public aid checks, I heard, are going to be they're not going to get them. Okay. And so it's a shame. It's a shame. So again, based off of a promise he made to his base, and he didn't win the popular vote. All right. So it's to his base. It's not to America because he didn't win the popular vote. So he can't be speaking to the majority of Americans. He's speaking to only his base and those who decided to pull his number in the Electoral College. Y'all understand what I'm saying here? Okay. This is the shame. All right, so he put us in jail. I don't need that type of love. I know Elder says I don't need that type of love as well. All right, so the people who are coming over here who are committing these crimes, number one, people who are legal here are the ones who are committing most of the crimes. Americans commit most of the crimes. All right, number two, since the time of his coming into presidency, well, all of 2018, six people out of all of 2018 got over here over the border, and they were on a list. They were on that terrorist list. 6 people. And count it. Let's see. Let's see. I watched Sesame Street when I was young. 1, 2. You had to do this when you ran out of hands. You see, when you had all your hands up. And then you told somebody, hold your hands up so I can finish counting. Y'all remember that? Or you had something so you just had to do this? Yeah. 6 people. 6. Today, he went on the thingy called the TV and said, this is a national crisis over 6 people. 6 people. 6. I don't think y'all understanding that. But on Fox News, they told his representatives and told the vice president, said, but you got to understand that the people who we should be worried about are the ones who are coming over here legally. They're coming over here on the airplane. And then they're coming through the mail. Yeah, they're coming through the mail. And they're staying here and overstaying their visas. Now they're here. So now they're illegal. They came legal. They expired. And then they begin to commit these crimes. So we should be putting a wall up in the air. I'll give you some money to put a wall 30,000 feet up there where United Airlines can fly around it. All right, because that's where most of them are coming in. The wall, though, 6 people. Somebody count it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. Okay, that's it. He can't hear it. He's deaf in that ear. He can't see it. It's impossible. Why? Because he's being fed through one organization, one media outlet. Okay, through that, and that's it. And this is what we have to deal with today, people. This is what we need to face. We're facing this right now. So all those thousands and thousands of Americans who probably don't know when they're gonna eat tomorrow. They don't know if the bank is gonna pull their number. This is the house we're gonna pull. If the landlord say that's it, we can't do it anymore, they're gonna get that eviction notice. The repo man is coming down the street to pull that car. And God only knows what kind of automatic ACHs that are coming through their checks, their checking account. Y'all know we all got those automatic things that come through. Life insurance is coming through there. Health insurance is coming through there. All kind of stuff is coming through your checks, okay, accounts. And there ain't no money in there to cover that stuff. And then what's going to happen? Bounce, 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 bounce all over the place. And now here we have a mess, okay, over 6 people. 6 people. And a promise he gave to his base. We have a problem. So if there is a national crisis, he is the national crisis. He is the national crisis. And he was so desperate, that's why he began to talk to you, the American people, tonight in his address. That's the state that we live in. And he's getting ready to do, let's see, it's January at the time of this recording. January the 29th, I believe, is when the State of the Union address is scheduled. I have Google here, and me being a history nerd, I'm on State of the Union 2019. He is going to speak to the American people in January. Okay, where is it? I'm going to put in the word when is the, let's say that right there. Okay, January 29 is when he do the State of the Union address. I pray to God that he would have opened up the government by that time. Because if he have not, so many people are in trouble. Now, you who are Christians, you who are believers, you who love God, it's time for you to rally around those who work for the government, okay? You know some people in your churches, someone in your neighborhoods, and you have family members who work for the government. Reach out to them. Give them a call. Invite them over for dinner, a lunch, or find a way to get their kids back and forth, all right? There's some kids who parents work for the government. They're probably in college or what have you. Check up on them if you can. I know I'm getting ready to do that because I didn't know it was going to be this long. All right, check up on them, make sure they're okay. Some of them are full of pride. They don't want to tell you that things are rough for them right now, but they're getting rough for them because, especially African Americans, the average African American do not save up enough for these type of times. They always tell you that save up for 4 and 5 months for such a time as this. Most of us have not been able to do that. Yeah, some of us got stuff in our stocks and we've got some bonds and we've got some CDs and I invest in the market and things like that. But there is a punishment for pulling that stuff. Okay, I have money that's in my insurance, my life insurance or what have you, okay, equity here and there. So you don't touch that stuff, or only if you think that your house is getting ready to burn down. And if your house is burning, then hopefully that you got insurance on the house. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't want to touch your investment accounts, all right? So you hold on as tight as you can, because you can't always liquidate the monies and the assets that you have. I can't liquidate. So sometimes I need to ask for a helping hand here and there and then pay it back, all right? Because you can't always liquidate. You can, but you don't want to liquidate, All right, so every now and then you got to go to the bank and say, hey, I want to get a signature loan for $1,000 because I need to pay this and pay that, and then you pay on it, and it ain't gonna do nothing but cause your FICO score to go up anyway. So it's a win-win situation, minus these expenses that you have to pay in interest. Don't worry about all that. All right, so everybody can't do that. All right, so check on these people in the government. Check on them, make sure they're okay. Amber says moneyed folks love walls. Yeah. They love to erect walls, gates, fences, especially white males. For them, it is a sign of exclusivity and power and prestige. And they feel that they have earned the right to be separate, and they crave the separation from common folks. And that's the truth that he should have spoken. That is so true. Ooh, Amber, you dropped a bomb on me. Yep. And that's exactly true. For those of you who didn't like what she said, she's absolutely right. I'm not a bigot. I'm not a racist, and nor is she. I don't discriminate against racists, but I will say, as it pertains to Europeans, these white folks, all right, especially white males, they're extremely dangerous by the way they think and focus on that which is over the border. Why do you think we're having all these trade wars and what have you? It's all about that. It's all about, I get it, when it comes to capitalism, I get that. But sometimes some of you white folks are a little over the board with it, all right? There's something about your belligerence that causes me to wonder, what is it, what's in your skin, what's in your makeup, what is the melanin, what's in the melanin? What ingredients is in the melanin that causes your brain to think that you have to live among yourself and it's us and nobody else, okay? And you treat people the way you treat them. This casteism, all right? This type of bigotry. You gotta pull that in, and God's gonna judge you. God's gonna judge America by the actions of you. Right? And you always look over into the black neighborhoods and talk about what black folks are doing. They're killing each other, blah, 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 blah. But if you notice in American history, you can't find no black man who went to jail for killing somebody in the Ku Klux Klan. A white Aryan nation and all these. You can't find an uprise of African Americans who were shooting up these people who had us trapped in this Jim Crow system. You got to go back to slavery times with some of these revolts. But in modern history, during the 1900s, you can't find nobody, not even the Black Panther Party. You can't find nobody that had a subversive, what y'all call, people, black people, who was found guilty and was hung because they was killing up white folks. You can't find nobody guilty of any of that. But yet, your biggest fear is African Americans towards your white women. It baffles me. When you look into history, you don't see that kind of uprising. Or do you think he will make good on his threat about months or until he's out of office? You mean his threat on keeping the government down? Well, no, I don't think he can. I think it's going to get too bad. I think there's going to be an uprise. I believe there's going to be an uprise from those who work for the government, and I think his party is going to learn from what just happened in this November vote, and they're going to say, if you don't stop this mess, we're going to have to overturn this somehow. All right? I believe that his party is going to turn on him. They cannot afford to have their workers. You got to understand, the people who voted him in are now hurting. You see, there are many people who his party, the people who voted for him, who work for the government. They are putting up with this because the statistics show that 70% of the Americans are against the shutdown. But they're putting up with it, those who voted for him. But they are working for the government, and it's going to get too rough for them. And after a while, they're going to have to go to their people, their representatives, those in Congress, those senators and representatives, and tell them, that's enough. That's enough. Tell our boy to stop this because we can't eat. We can't survive. We're about to lose our house. So he's going to have to pull it in and tell Fox News, I'm sorry, I let y'all down. Okay? Hannity, I'm so sorry. I let y'all down. He's got to pull it in. All right? And he's going to have to wake up soon because he's about to break a record this weekend. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's hard to save that much when everything is so expensive. That's true. The average person is probably living paycheck to paycheck. At least I am, or I am too. Trust me. It won't be like this always, but we're trying to build up. We're trying to build up. But right now, sometimes there's rough times because I done gave out. I have children. Sometimes I need to support them in their endeavors, all right? Because they have proven to be independent, but every now and then, every now and then they need a little leg up. And so I'm the first. I always tell my children, come to me first. Don't go to the bank. Don't go to Uncle Bobo. Don't go to your girlfriend, boyfriend. Don't go to these payday loans. They're gonna kill you. Don't go to these title loans. They're gonna kill you again. Don't go. If you need some money, come to your daddy, and then I will take care of it. All right. And most times they want to pay me back, and sometimes I tell them don't pay me back, but sometimes I tell them just give me half. Why? I'm their papa. You should come to me for all your needs, and if I can't do it, then we go into some outside source. Because what is that? That is generational wealth. I don't know any wealthy white people who go outside of their family for some type of economic a breakthrough or help. Or what they call that stimulus package. They go to their own family for the Kennedys. Go to the Kennedys for a stimulus package. Okay, that's just the way it is. Okay, and so you should be able to go to yourself for your family for that, and sometimes your family can't do it. Okay, so you're right, or you are so right. Because most white people don't feel like blacks have suffered much. And the only reason the Holocaust gets the attention and sovereignty it has and does because it was videotaped. Michelle, without the proof, if they didn't have any proof, they'd be telling you right to this day it didn't happen. And there's still those Aryans, those slick heads. What they call them heads? They're trying to tell you that it didn't happen, even though we got all that footage from World War II. We got it in black and white and color. Lawrence Jones, my nephew, generational wealth. I'm learning that now, not pulling my kids out until I have bought them home. Come on, Lawrence, come on. Paying for college and all. Come on, Lawrence, that's what I'm talking about. Carmen says the shutdown was right at Christmas time, hitting people after they had already spent money. Yes, they spent all that money. They have been trying to prove the proof isn't true. Skinheads, thank you, Scott Kelly. Scott Kelly, so good to see you, man. Some of your people are going to be here Sunday for the installation. We are installing a new pastor at our church this Sunday, and somebody we all know, and that's our senior pastor's son. So pray for us and the success of this man. But that's what's happening right now. Yes, the Holocaust, skinheads, all this stuff, all right? So we're in trouble. But that generational wealth is so important. Go to each other. Go to your family members and help them pull themselves up by the bootstraps. No, don't keep giving them a fish, but teach them how to fish. My daddy taught me and my brothers how to fish, and he taught it with the belt. I would pull my hands off, and my pants will fall down, all right? And I don't think y'all want to see that live on Facebook Live. Teach them how to fish. My father taught us real estate, the importance of ownership. I'm going to be doing the show. I'm taking a week off next week because I'm driving my son to Morehouse College. But after that, we're going to teach us a lesson on the whiteboard about ownership and control. My great friend Deanne Matthews wrote this wonderful book that I'm going to be reviewing, The Freedom Guide, the music for music creators. Okay, it's a wonderful guide of control. Owning your own stuff, okay? So important, all right? So I rear my children up and I share whatever knowledge I have economically and wealth-wise, I share with my children so that they'll be on the same plane as myself. Why? Because them white folks did it, all right? Look at the builders of America. Look at Mr. Pullman, George Pullman here, all right? He built wealth for his children. Look at Mr. Carnegie, all right, who built wealth for his children. Look at Mr. Rockefeller, who built wealth for his children. One was in railroad, one was in oil, one was in steel, okay, and one was in real estate, all right, and they built wealth look at the Bilderbergs and all these families, the Kennedys, all right. They built wealth for their families, and generation after generation after generation after generation, okay, there was no children that are born to them that are born in poverty. All right, they're born with silver spoons, wealthy, and they pull from their banks, their family banks. You understand? They pull from their family banks. You who are African Americans, you should be able to pull from your family bank. And if there is no family bank that you can pull up from, you should start it. You get it? You start it. You break the link of poverty. You do this. This so-called generational curse, I'm going to do that on the wall here. I do not believe in generational curse. I do not believe in it. It does not exist. Y'all like, that's in scripture. You find it for me, and then I'm going to prove to you it ain't what you think it is. God had made it clear that I will not no more curse the children or punish the children for the acts of the fathers and the mothers. I ain't doing that. That's what he said in scripture. And y'all keep going back into the Old Testament and thinking that this kid is this way because the father's this way. Now, I will say that there are some traits that happens that are passed down through a DNA in the strand because there's some things that are generational. What they call it? What's the word, y'all? That are passed down, like when a person has cancer. So the doctor asks, "Do your mom have cancer? Do your father have cancer?" It is trait. Somebody put the word down there because I'm lost in my train of thought. Okay, but those things are natural. All right, that's not something that God did. You get what I'm saying? Men are born into sin in the world not because something God did. Man did that. Adam did that. God didn't do that. Thank you, Isaac Cox. That's hereditary. Thank you. Hereditary. Okay? So God didn't do that. So a curse is placed on a person because of what God did, not because of what man did. You understand? So it's a genetic trait, Amber Rogers. You see? So when you look at these genetic traits, you say, that's a generational curse. No, it is not. That is not a curse. That is a trait that was passed down through the DNA. You look like your father and mother, and you act like your father and mother, okay? And you may even have the same disease or dysfunction like your mother and father. That's not a curse. God says Christ was put on the tree, okay, as a curse for you so that he don't have to curse you anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all are putting spiritual with natural and you putting them in the same bucket. And that's what many of you are doing with the Old Testament and the New Testament. You're putting them together and you've caused this monster to rise up. And so y'all still talking about the old dead thing that God says, what's that? That wasn't to you. If my people which are called by my name, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Solomon when I said it. Now you can adopt some things, but how do God heal your land? How does he do that? How does he heal your land? Y'all are planters? Are y'all farmers? How does God heal your land? He wasn't talking to you. He's talking to agricultural people. So you got to understand, it's okay to borrow some of the basics or what they call it. What's the word? Oh, Lord. The principles of some scriptures in the Old Testament. But Old Testament talks directly to the person first. Indirectly talks to y'all in the New Testament because it's the New Testament concealed. So he ain't talking directly to you. He talking indirectly. You get what I'm saying? Y'all keep borrowing this stuff and wonder why this ain't working out for me. I put 2 and 2 together and I thought I was going to get 10. He wasn't talking to you. He did a miracle for those people. But for you, you got to work by your own sweat of your own brow and follow the commandment of Jesus Christ and you be okay. Stop going back there and pulling stuff back there into your time and thinking it's good. It ain't working for you. Why? He wasn't talking to you. If my people, he didn't call you my people. You are the body of Christ. All right. I don't even like calling y'all Christians. I don't call me. I don't even like that name. You are of the body. You are sons. OK, but my people see, there's no such thing as a Christendom because Christians don't have a king. Okay, Christendom is not a kingdom. All right, now y'all say Jesus is my king. Okay, all right, Jesus is your king. All right, where's your priest? Where's your prophet? Okay, well, I mean, the kingdom is set up in a certain way. Okay, so I just want to know how you got to be able to answer these questions. There's no Christendom. You just can't. All right, so the concept of the king was not even God's concept. That was man's concept. They wanted a king. God was fine, was giving them judges. I did that show. He gave them judges, and they say, hey, they got kings. God said, what? What? So what's wrong with me? He says, I set this up as a theocracy. I set this up as a theocracy that is of God's rule. All right? And they didn't want God. They wanted a king. And God says, okay, all right. Who you want? Okay? And then God gave them, thank you, Lawrence, his permissive will and gave them Saul. And who is Saul today? Donald J. to the Trump. Y'all wanted a king and you got one. God says, I'm fine with giving you judges. I gave you judges, and one of them was a woman. All right, I let y'all have this, because Joshua didn't leave anybody behind. At least Moses had somebody. Your servant Moses my servant Moses is dead, and Joshua came on the scene. All right, but Joshua didn't set up nobody to replace him like you pastors do when you get sick and die. The church split up because ain't nobody there. You didn't raise up nobody. You got 20 elders and ministers at that church. I know on YouTube they say he going from here to here to here to here. I'm sorry. I just sometimes the way I talk, I got too much stuff going on in my right brain. That's what I think. That's the way men, they reason through the right brain, and ladies to the left brain. Anyway, and you got all these elders and ministers and what have you, and you die, and none of them is worthy to take on this church. Lord have mercy. Nobody in this church is worthy to be the pastor. We got to go outside of this church, and 20 men and women are here with clergy collars on, and nobody's worthy. That's a problem, people. And you are living in that Joshua generation. Ain't leave nobody behind. You didn't train up. You didn't rear up nobody. You didn't father nobody, okay? Apostle Paul says, although we have many instructors, we don't have many fathers. He says, I'm going to be a father to you. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Stop acting like you are living in an exclusive body. And that's what's going on with white males today. Or, who said it? Amber said it brilliantly. They believe it's America first. America first means America only. You can't even operate in the stock market with that kind of attitude. We are a global market, all right? And that's why China have us by the balls. Yeah, I said it. Every time China wake up in the morning, they say America. They ask America. They say, cough, America. Cough again, America. Good. I think you're all right. Every morning trying to wake up and give us a test. They put on those gloves, okay? Them surgical gloves, and they do this. And they, okay, let me check. All is clear. Cough, America. That's good, okay? How I know? Because every time you turn over anything in your house, turn over anything, what does it say? Made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Japan, we ain't got many things made here. I ain't got nothing. You ain't got much of nothing made here. Why? He wake up every morning and say, all right, cough, America. That's good. Yeah, y'all all right? Good. Come on, y'all. Stop playing with me. We owe these nations too much. So we're hurting. It's talking about some America only, America first. Stop with all this mess. You never been that way. You were at one time a superpower. World War II made you a superpower. And let me tell you, when this crash comes, the next crash that comes, I'm going to talk about it on a Monday. I can't give you too much of my stuff. But when this next crash comes, after a crash, war comes. I'm trying to tell you, better listen to me. I might be some tall, skinny, big-nosed dude, okay, who don't know all of the beautiful words in the encyclopedia, okay? But let me tell y'all something. Whenever a crash happens, war happens, all right? Whenever there's an economic dip, all right, or what we may call a bear market, and when it's so bad, war is launched. Why? Because war is lucrative. Oh, come on. Y'all remember the Iraq war? Ooh, war is money. White folks are belligerent. They love war. They are so warlike. That's what belligerent means. They love it because there's so much money in it. Y'all remember the vice president of George Bush? Y'all remember that guy? Dr. Cheney? Yeah, war is lucrative, and we became a superpower due to war. We was just people here, but oh man, when Japan went over there and bombed over there, and the island over there is that Hawaii, when they bombed Pearl Harbor, white folk did this. And I think the white folks had something to do with it. They did this. They said, oh, yeah. Oh, man, this is great. And what they do, they rallied y'all and Rover, the Riveter, what's her name? The River. The women had to come out of the houses and they had to go to war. They rationed this, and the T-bonds came on the scene, and all you couldn't buy steel, you couldn't build houses. Why? They was rationing everything. Everybody's mentality was war, war, war. It was big money, and we went over there and kicked butt, and we became a superpower. All right, and every time after that, when economically something dipped and fell, and y'all begin to lose your shirts, white folks said it's wartime. Wag the dog. And Clinton got messed up with this Monica Lewinsky thing, and what did he do? He said, I'm going to squash this. It's wartime. It's big money. You understand what I'm saying? So trust me, it's coming down the wire. I need you to get ready for this. I knew I was all over the place, all over the freaking place, y'all say. I don't care. Yes, it is extremely lucrative. That's why I'm trying to buy some stocks relating to materials they need. Come on, Demetri Pitts, you on top of this thing right here. Interesting, I spoke of that poor Made in America issue second. Yes. Look for the union label. Da 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 da. I remember that in the 1970s. The union label, okay? And they were talking about things that we didn't pay no attention to. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. They always prepare you, but you watching all these reality TV shows on TV. They know you're ignorant. They know you're dumb. They know that you're illiterate. They know. They just know it. You know what? They ain't. No. That's why they be buying your house up from you. They be buying this from you. They change the laws and things like that, and you pay no attention to it. Every December, you should be checking in your municipal area. Go down there. You don't even got to go nowhere. Go online and check to see what the new laws are for the next coming year. Find out what it is. And many times the laws are there that go against you, and you don't even know it. Every year, new laws are implemented in your parish, in your municipal area, in your city and town, and in your state. New laws are right there in your back door that change, and you pay no attention to it. You don't care. And that's how they always get, wake up, cough again. All right, you all right. You still poor. That is why they went crazy when Trump talked about coming out of Syria. Yeah, Carmen, you all up in my notes. I need you to stay out my notes. And y'all better pay attention to Syria. Y'all remember that show I did on the end time? I talked about the 9 wars of Israel with Israel. All right, and I talked about the guys who are going to be left. Oh, when I do my next coming shows on Monday, I'm really going to bring out this whole thing with gold and silver. Ooh, I want y'all to pay. Shh. I want y'all to pay close attention to what's going on in the gold market. Shh. Ain't nobody listening to this, all right? Don't share this with nobody. Pay close attention to the gold market. You know why? Because China and Russia is buying gold like crazy. I don't want Vladimir to hear me, okay? China and Russia, they're allies, by the way. They're buying gold like crazy. You know why they're buying gold, Pitts? Hey, Demetri Pitts, you know why they buy? Anybody want to? Somebody put in the comments, why y'all think that China and Russia is buying gold like crazy? Anybody? Somebody put in the comments, okay? I need to know if y'all know. Because if y'all don't know, uh-oh. Yeah, this gold right here. I got some of it. Yeah, it's gold, okay? Anybody know? Lawrence says, so we can't get it. I don't think y'all understand. Something's going on. Yeah, our money ain't backed by it. Ooh, Lawrence, shh. Man, Vladimir is listening to you. Don't be typing that stuff out loud. Type that put on the mute button and type that, okay? Yeah. Oh, that whole gold standard thing and that thing that Tricky Ricky did, Richard Nixon did in 1971. He pulled you used to be able to go to the store, go to the bank. You used to been able to take your dollar bill out like this. Go down to the bank and say, Gold, please. And they said, okay, here you go. Thank you. You used to be able to do that because it was backed, ironclad, by gold. And then anyway, he said, we can't do that no more. We can't afford to do that. So they said, all right, pull the gold in. Close it. Fort Knox, put a lock on it. So now, this dollar right here, this thing right here, it is not backed by anything anymore. So they had to change it. They said, what is this now? It's called a legal tender. Is that what it's called? I ain't got my glasses on. Okay, let's see. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. All right. Anyway, out of many one. Okay, what is it backed by? It's backed by nothing but a promise. This right here. It's backed by nothing but a promise. How good is America's promise? As good as the dollar is, that's how good is the promise, and vice versa. So when something happens in the world economy, this right here ain't worth nothing. Why? Because it ain't backed by nothing but somebody's words. This is a magic dollar. But gold ain't, you can't do nothing with this but hold on to it. That's all you can do. God made this, and he only made so much of it. And all the gold in the world, all of it, all the gold in the world fits in about maybe a couple of swimming pools. Those Olympia-sized swimming pools. I think you can put them in about 4 or 5 swimming pools. That's it. That's all the gold in the world can fit in there. And that's it. And most gold is in jewelry. All right? That's it. Yeah. I saw a post about the rent going up to $1,500. Ooh, because that fiat money is worthless, Amber. That's it. So China and Russia is buying it all up. Y'all better pay attention to your enemy. You better watch your enemy. The scripture says put on the full armor, keep your eye open. When I pray with my eye open because the scripture says watch and pray. I don't pray with my, when people in church says bow your heads and pray, I do this. Brother Jones, he said bow your heads. I'm bowing my heads, but I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at that dude praying too. Oh, I'm watching. I ain't bowing my heads and closing my eyes for nobody. When it comes to praying, I pray for my food, my eyes open in the restaurant. A sake race, Brother Jones, and my eyes go like this, like I'm back in the 1930s. And what y'all doing in this here house? Okay, my eyes get real big. I'd be like stepping fetching. Father, in the name of Jesus, bless this food. What's wrong with your eyes? I'm watching. Okay, that's what I do. So, y'all ain't gonna fool me. Y'all ain't gonna put me on the rope of dopes. Not gonna do it. Uh-oh, I done went 43 minutes. My bad. It's supposed to have been a 30-minute show. What's wrong with me? And I ain't ate dinner yet. Okay, I love y'all. And ain't nothing you can do about it. One world order, one currency. Sukina. Tell your husband I said, hi. And I'm hungry, Sukina. What y'all eating tonight? Y'all ate already? Well, forget you then. Carmen says, come on. Here in Inglewood, California, gentrification is taking place. They are paying cash for house and more than doubling the rent because of the stadium that's being built. Ooh, don't get me to talk about sports. Sports, that's another one that's going to kill y'all. Sports, when it comes to, white folks. White folks! Sirwalterj, I tap into y'all. I've got the spirit of discernment, and I know what's going on with you folks. I know some of our people think they are getting over by selling their homes. Not my parents. Not my parents either. My parents been holding on to their homes, their property, their real estate since the 70s. They've been holding on to it. My daddy ain't crazy. And every now and then, a piece of mail will come in that says, we want to buy your home. And they want to offer him top dollar for his real estate over there. Top dollar. And he just say, not happening. And he moved out of his property, and he's still holding on to it. Hold on, Daddy. Hold on, Daddy. Because he understands the importance of, oh, my God. Yes. You got to close your eyes so God can hear you pray. Don, that's what I'm saying. Close your eyes. Go bow your head and close your eyes. Please. No, sorry. Keep your eyes open. Hold on to your projects. Hold on to your name. Y'all are losing your name. Even the McDonald's brothers lost their name. Do you not understand that? McDonald's brothers not even they didn't even own their name anymore. Mr. Kroc. That is named K-R-O-C. Mr. Kroc. He didn't just steal their name. He just walked up to them and said, "Give me," and they signed on the dotted line and gave them. They ain't know because they didn't understand contracts. They didn't understand They just didn't understand this stuff. You need to open up your eyes. And y'all talking about some stay woke. Y'all lying. You need to stay woke. The ones y'all are saying stay woke. You ain't woke. You saying stay woke and you in REM sleep. Stay woke. Stay woke. How you gonna tell me stay woke and you sleep and you in your third rollover? Okay, I don't understand that. That's the blind leading the blind, and you gonna make me fall in the ditch because you stay woke. No. I'm gonna tell you, you wake up. And that's why I do these shows on the whiteboard, because I need y'all to waketh down uppeth. Y'all gonna lose everything if you don't pay attention to what's going on around you. Some of y'all didn't want to watch this thing tonight when he was talking in the Oval to the office, and y'all like, I don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that? That's why you poll today. You don't want to hear that? That's why you ain't got no plan of action today. You don't want to hear that? That's why you keep asking your daddy for money. You know, last time I asked my father for money, I was a teenager when I asked him. And then some years, a few years back, sometime he volunteered to help me get out of a bind. I didn't ask him. He says, I need to help Walter, and he volunteered to get me out of a bind. But as far as I'm concerned, I was like, I'm going to sit right here and rot. He said, oh, no, not my son. Here, you're going to take this, and we're going to get you out of this mess. That was my daddy. Other than that, I wasn't going to him for nothing. Okay, why? Because I've learned. He taught me to build up my own, okay? Build up my own. But there's still a little pride that was left in me. About this much that was left in me. And he did the right thing to bailing me out. You understand? He did the right thing, okay? But he understood. That little pride, I got to kill it. Gold is currently 12.34. Who's that, Barack? Barrick Gold Corporation. I'm going to do that show on gold. I'm not even going to talk about that right now. I'm like, Pitts, because you're going to get me to start talking about gold. I'm going to tell y'all what's going on with gold. Now, let me tell you something, though. Let me tell you something. If you start going there running from buying gold right now, you might have a problem. Why? Because you ain't got nowhere to store the gold. So now you got to pay somebody to store it. You can't just buy gold and store it in your house. You do like grandmama and put it under the mattress, something going to happen. Y'all saw that movie Soul Food when all the money was behind the walls and when but they had all that money behind. Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. You gonna buy some gold? You got they call it bullion. You got to put it somewhere and then pay somebody to hold it and all this. You got to be careful. You got to study this stuff. Don't just start doing stuff because there's a run on the bank. You see somebody running the bank, you're gonna start running with them. You're gonna run yourself off a cliff. Oh, I was just letting you know. Pitts, thank you, babe, for letting me know. It's good to know these things. Yeah, Sierra say in the TV. Yeah, all the money end up in the TV. That's crazy. They have convinced blacks we are immigrants and we should take up for them. We are not immigrants. Carnell, come on. We are not immigrants. Yeah, I agree with Carnell Davis today. Bow your heads, everybody. I agree with him. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. Don't close your eyes, though. Just bow your heads. Okay? Use your third eye. All right? Pray with me. Because I'm agreeing with the brother. Say it loud. Say it louder, please. They get immigrant money, by the way. Sure do. Sure to the do. It's amazing how these folk down here at the liquor store, they got a dot on their face right there because You know what the dot mean, right? They come in your neighborhood and they don't even pay the same tax that you. You know when I go to these stores and they say, yeah, that right there is if it say 99 cents, they say it's $1.05. I say, no, it ain't. Yes, sir, it's $1.05. No, it's not. This thing say 99 cents. Yes. You asking me for $1.05. Yes. Why? How you charging me 5-6 cents tax on this thing and your butt ain't paying no tax on this? They go talking. And this wise Negro knows something. 99 cents. Yeah, I know. And I better get my penny back when I give you this dollar. Where my penny? Okay? Y'all ain't paying no tax. They give y'all tax breaks and incentives. They give you breaks that they don't give us. Right? So that thing say 99 cents at the liquor store. I'm paying 99 cents and I want my penny back when I give you that dollar. Stop playing with me. You making over on it like a big cow because you ain't every quarter giving that tax over to the state. No, you ain't. You're lying to me. I busted a couple of them. I said, come on, man, come on. You know good and well, when you came over here, they gave you a little window of opportunity. They said, you open up these stores over here, we'll give you don't have to pay this kind of tax for a few, this much, all right? And right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm shopping within this window. That's 99 cents. But y'all ain't know that, did you? And you try to open up a business, and they going to tell you, decline. Why? Here's my statement here. Here's my financial records here. Oh, that looks beautiful. Decline. You the wrong color. We don't want you to come up, okay? No, we don't want that. We trying to get your neighborhood. We don't want you to come up and build up Black Wall Street. Are you crazy? Denied. All right, I gotta go before somebody explode and report me to the Facebook gods. What you saying, Sierra, my sweet daughter? Well, with Trump's new tax laws, they are very happy because they can charge more taxes and they get an even bigger tax break. Yep, they sure do. And they're supposed to take the tax break, the money that's left from the tax break from these rich folk, and they're supposed to, he's trying to do a Ronald Reagan trickle-down economics, you see. I'm sorry, y'all. Sierra started this. Trickle-down economics do not work. It didn't work in the Reagan administration. It didn't work in the Bush administration. It didn't work in the Clinton, although Clinton did leave office with the what is it called? When there was money left. What's the word? I'm losing words and phrases. I can't think of it right now. Okay? A surplus. I think that's the word, okay? All right. So he figures let them cut the taxes on these corporations, and then what they can do is they can then give incentives to the workers. Isaac, I was ahead of you, Isaac. I said it first. It says, so the money that you're saving on the taxes, let it trickle down into the economy. Didn't work. What happened? They began to give more money to the CEOs. Then they began to overly spend for things that they didn't need. The corporations did that, all right? It didn't trickle down to the middle class and the poor. It didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? And so now, Trump administration, we're at $2 trillion deficit. That's what's happening. Under his administration, in 2 years, 2 to 3, I don't know, is it 2 or 3 trillion dollars right now. That's after his tax cuts. It's going to get worse. When you start cutting taxes and it doesn't work the way you think the trickle down is supposed to work, we get in a worse situation, and we're not out of the 2008 mess. We're not out of that. We never got out of that. It didn't just, the bubble that busted and then we went back up. No, we're still in that bubble. Y'all just don't know that. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody, and you gonna find out this year that we still in 2008. Yeah. Them subprime loans came back. Y'all are now going back to spending like you was prior to the bubble. Y'all gonna keep going back. You know what the definition of insanity is? Anybody want to know what that is? Because y'all tell me this all the time on your stuff. Y'all always define what the definition of insanity is. Y'all going back to a subprime spirit. Y'all got the spirit of subprime. Yeah, you did. You're going back to pre-2008. Yes. The banks open up the coffers of the pockets and say, here, poor people, Here. This is how we survive. This is how the government bailed us out because we're too big to fail. So here, take more because we cannot fail. The government cannot get rid of us because they need us. The Treasury Department, all right, the Federal Reserve, they need these banks. So they couldn't fail. So they bailed them out. And then what did the banks do? They went back to offering y'all subprime. And y'all said, oh, I see a house for $350,000. I want it. We'll offer you with no money down. Oh, yes. Look at God. And y'all came in church and y'all start bucking and jiving and doing the jig. Y'all start doing that This Is America dance. This is America. All right? Y'all start doing the Gambini, whatever his name is, dance in church, and said, Saints, the Lord has blessed me. I ain't had no money and 0% nothing. And I saw this house, and the Lord says, this yours. Walk around that house 7 times. Y'all walked around the house 7 times, and God said, touch the doorknob. Don't let the door, anyway, and y'all touch the doorknob, and say, God, and then you start shaking in the spirit, shandoing and stuff, and doing it. Some of y'all did the hammer time and went to church. I said Gambini, my bad. I'm thinking about some mob boss, all right? And testified that I walked in there and the Lord gave me this house. And then before you know it, balloon, your mortgage was 700, then it went to 800, 900, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500. And you're supposed to go back to that same church that you were doing the Gambini. This is America. This is America, okay? You're supposed to go back to that same church and say, my bad. You're supposed to be able, on my microphone. You're supposed to be able to take the microphone from whoever is over the testimony service, all right? Trust me, it won't be this mic. This is too expensive, all right? It won't be no $500 mic, all right, that the praise leader is holding. But I'm going to use this as an example. I'm holding on to this really hard and tight because this is too expensive. Hey, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Is this thing on? Thank you, sound man. My bad. I wish y'all would do that. You should do that in your marriage ceremonies too. Y'all know good well you're lying at the wedding ceremony. I do declare that I love you, Harpo, with all my heart and all my soul, and do good and the bad. And when you cheat on me 3 years from now, if you ain't already cheating on me, I'll take you back, Harpo. I will. To death do us part. And this do I bid my trough. Amen. And y'all drink and you jump the broom, and then y'all go away 6 months down the road. You in front of hey, bears both and blessings to you. You in front of the Judge Judy say, this is over. You should go back to the same church, invite your same guests over to the church. Now, send out the invitations to the 300 people. All right, send them out. All right, and repackage their gifts. Just repackage it, okay? It's okay. You can repackage. Just repackage, okay? And put a table out there, and the wishing well, put a lock on it. Put the well there, put a lock on it, and give everybody a code in the invitation. So when they come, they can put the code in, open it up, and then take out whatever they need to take out, okay? All right, and then the mic's supposed to drop right there at the wedding, and y'all in unison say, "My bad." Your turn, baby. My bad. Y'all should do that. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what y'all be doing. And your house now is $2,000 a month. It was zero. Why? Because you didn't educate yourself. I'm sorry to upset you. I'm sorry. No, I ain't. My bad. No, I ain't. All right, y'all, I gotta go. I think I done went too long. I done went an hour. 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 Hit the share button, okay? And if you on YouTube, I'm sorry. My bad. And if I be sure that this is love beyond compare. I've always wanted to do that. I'm going to do that this Sunday at church. And if this be true, if I didn't care for... That's the R. Kelly. Oh, you...